What are the top 5 features of Workbooks CRM that helps you sell, and what sets it apart from all the other CRM systems out there? And there's literally hundreds of CRM solutions around. Seems like there's new ones every month. So in this session, I'm going to review some of the features of Workbooks that can help support you in your sales efforts. And it'll also serve as a short overview of the solution, even if you've seen it before, what it looks like, what it does, and I'll also cover UK pricing and implementation options for you. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot from Wizard Systems, and in this session, I'm going to concentrate really on the selling part of Workbooks CRM. Now, every organization will use CRM workbooks in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements. And I'm not going to have enough time in this session to go over all of the extensive capabilities of workbooks. So after this session, if you want to explore workbooks in a bit more detail, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you and your colleagues, and we can then go over your specific needs. And if you've got any questions, those of you on here live during the session, please enter those into the question section on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. I guess would be duration-wise about 20-25 minutes on this session. Just a little bit about us, Wizard Systems. All we do is CRM. We've been doing it a long, long time now. And as regards workbooks, we're a one-stop shop. So we provision the product for you, or I should step back. We consult with you to advise you on the appropriate use of workbooks within your organization. We carry out the full implementation for you, import data from other older applications, customize it to your requirements, give you training as well, you and your users training, and that can be at your place or our place. We're in Bristol, UK. Or online as well. We can do it as online sessions. And then ongoing, we've got a proactive help desk ready to answer any calls should any queries arise in the use of workbooks. Okay, so in one slide, what is Workbooks? Well, Workbooks are a UK company founded way back in 2007. Now, the background of the creators of Workbooks was in the IT and web security sector. And that really shows in the Workbooks CRM product today. It's really, really secure, really reliable. And they noticed that small and mid-sized businesses weren't served too well by existing CRM solutions. Many of the CRM solutions out there, they pitch themselves at bigger companies, larger organizations. Well, we and Workbooks were firmly aimed and serving small and mid-sized businesses. So we have in Workbooks a complete solution, a comprehensive solution to help you on the sales, marketing, and customer support side. At the heart of Workbooks, though, is a database, a ready-made database where you can put all your information about your leads, your customers, your contacts. It is very, very customizable, by the way. Shortly, when I show you the system, this will just be an example of what Workbooks looks like. We can customize the system, tweak it to your own requirements and business needs. And also in that contact management capability, that's where you can manage all your activities and emails. There's a calendar there. We've got fantastic integration with Outlook 365. Really great at contact management. Another strong point of Workbooks, if you want to be proactive on the marketing side, well, we got that well covered with Workbooks. Loads of options to help you manage marketing campaigns and website visits. Now, a unique part of Workbooks is the ability to create quotes, orders, and invoices. Not many CRM systems out there can do this, and thereby interface with an accounting system, say like QuickBooks, Xero, and others as well. So we can do quotes as standard. There's option for doing orders and invoices and tracking opportunities, projects. Again, not many CRMs can track projects, and also contracts in your company. Do your customers have contracts with you? Well, we can track that in Workbooks as well. Another aspect to Workbooks, as well as it being a great selling and marketing tool, is customer service. So if you've got any customer service people, technicians, help desk, engineers, they too could be using Workbooks for tracking what they're doing. So you've got a complete tool for managing all of your customer interactions, sales, marketing, and customer support. Now, as well as it being a great personal productivity tool, there's lots of flashy dashboards in the system as well to help you see at a glance what's going on in the system, to help really to help you make decisions. I'll touch on that as we go through as regards to the theme of this session. And as I say, launched way back in 2007. It is a UK system. Many other CRM solutions out there are US, Asian origin. We're firmly in the UK. All the data is in the UK. The company is owned by UK people. You'll be dealing with a UK person. So if buying British is important for you right now, then Workbooks is a top product for you, and it's all in the cloud. So there's nothing to install. You can up and running really quickly. We are also GDPR compliant. That was sort of high profile thing a year or two ago, but that's important to you. Keep you on the right side of compliance. We do that as well. Okay, let's get into Workbooks proper then and take you around our top 5 features of why Workbooks can be a great tool to help in your sales efforts. So Workbooks will work on any device, any browser. I've just logged in already, obviously, and what I see is my desktop, and it's got that familiar look and feel straight away. So from my start button, just like your Windows desktop, you've got a menu there giving you access to all of the important aspects, all the important components of Workbooks. But let's start off with an example record of a person. And the first area where Workbooks can help you on the selling side is the ability to log every interaction immediately. As a sales user, make it a habit to record every interaction with your prospects or customers in CRM as soon as it happens. And because it's so easy to access Workbooks, it'll work on your mobile. There's a mobile app as well. There's no excuse. As soon as something happens, you log it. You never know when that information can be really important in a future sales or customer support or marketing situation. So whether it's a phone call, email, as I say, we link with Outlook and other email systems. Well, we can interface with any email system, actually. Or you have a meeting, or you have a note or a conversation. Logging this information is really important, because, as I say, you never know when that information can help you. And you may be working as a team as well, so it's important to make sure that you're keeping the whole team involved in any negotiations and sharing information. You're not working in a vacuum. So really easy on the customer's record. I've just clicked on the activities tab here to see everything that's going on with that customer. So you have, this is, say, a typical display in Workbooks of a contact record, a person's record. And you have a row of tabs across the top of the record. You can have more tabs or less tabs as you wish. And then that little number there, that indicates the number of records lurking on that tab. Initially, you're on the main tab. Show me the main information. In this example, show me the main information about this person. Who is he, she? Where are they? Contact details, other profiling and categorization information. And then we can click on these tabs running across the top there to access more information. Right, next, prioritize your working day in Workbooks. So let me just go to an activity list. Back to my main menu and my activity list here. So start your day by reviewing your activities and tasks, and use it to identify high priority tasks as well. such as overdue follow-ups, upcoming meetings, or leads that need nurturing. Many CRMs offer task lists and reminders. So you've got to use these features to structure your day effectively and ensure that nothing slips through the net. So we can view our activities as a nice graphical calendar here, but we can also view it as a grid type display as well. We can see all the information there. We can prioritize that information as well. You'll see that very shortly, so that we can make sure we do all of our top priority tasks first, then our medium tasks, and then our low priority tasks, so that by the end of the day, hopefully we get through our activity list. So those activities are never going to go away. They're always there to remind you. There's alarms in workbooks as well. So as you set up your new task, new up and coming task, you can assign an alarm as well to make sure, again, nothing slips through the net. So that's activities. Number 3, personalize your approach. So if I go to an example customer record here. Right, this is an example of an organization record. Again, it's aimed to be very customizable. You can also customize it by user. So if a sales user wants to see different information than the MD, than a marketing person, than a support person, you can do that as well. You can set up different views of the same record depending on what your job role is. All right, so it's tweaked not only to your requirements, but also to the requirements, the job role of the user. So this is an example company organization record, and we can see all the information about them as well. You do have in workbooks an enrich feature. So as you get new inquiries, new records, new contacts, you can click on that enrich button. And what that does is it dives off into the internet and drags into workbooks important information from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from X, and it can populate the record for you automatically. Of course, you can manually go and do your searching on different social networks for a new contact, for a new lead. But that just makes it more automatic. It's right there in front of you, built in, embedded in the product to help populate and fill in those missing gaps there. But as we are making a new contact, getting in touch with this company again, as I explained on Alan's record, we've got these row of tabs. Again, on the company record, we've got a row of tabs as well. So we can use that to familiarize ourselves with things going on with this organization. So activities, of course, may not be the only person involved in working on this particular company, but there might be other people as well. What emails have we received from this organization that have gone to any of my colleagues? Reviewing any online activity, we can hook up workbooks to your website. We can track, and whenever anyone from that company visits your website, we can track that. What other people can we talk to? So I might be talking to Alan. Maybe there's other people in that organization. I want to try and collect as much information, job roles, and different important people in that company as I can. What other organizations have some kind of relationship with this particular contact? We can also map that relationship in a graphical way as well, so we can see all of the relationships of the organization to other people and other organizations in a graphical way and dive into their records like a bit of a two-way street. Who else do we have nearby? Mapping is an option with workbooks, but if you want to graphically see with pins where all of your nearby customers are, or prospects, or you're planning a trip overseas, you want to check out where everyone is, then we've got the mapping feature there as well. What opportunities are on the go with this organization? Transactions. So this is financial transactions. So you don't need to use this if you don't want to, if it's not relevant. But this has proved to be really powerful to our existing users that are using to using Workbooks to create their sales quotations. You can actually track products and services. There's a price list in Workbooks, so you can create some nice looking professional quotes in a PDF format and email that to your customer. And also there's an option for creating orders and invoices as well. If you're using CRM for support, before you call the customer, are there any outstanding support issues with this client? Have they just logged something via the website? Has Mary on the support desk just logged a new query from that company? Wouldn't it be good to know before you get your ear chewed off that there's some kind of a customer support situation, and so on. As again, we can create a number of different screens to display information, either as text or as a grid or a graph or bar graph. So I can see here, what billings have we done? What sorts of products are we selling to the client? So for example, here I can see we're doing lots of digital stuff with them, but nothing in accounting. We're doing a little bit of hardware as well. So it helps you identify the sort of cross-selling and upselling features as well. So that's number 3, personalize your approach. Number 4 is following up on sales activities, following up in a consistent and structured way. So if I go back to activities here. So I've got 42 activities on the go with this particular organization. One of the most critical actions for sales users is that kind of consistent follow-up, making sure somebody's always on the go. So use CRM to set your reminders, as they say, and also particularly important, follow-ups to something that you've just done. You've just taken a phone call, you've just received an email. You want to make sure that that's followed up. So if I go into an example phone call, so here's an example of a phone call I've got to do. If I just click on it, and this brings up the call proper. So imagine I've just put the phone down, and we can actually integrate with a number of different phone systems, by the way. But right here, right at the top of the screen, I've got typical follow-up actions. So you've just made this phone call. What typically would you do next? And these are the standard ones that come with Workbooks, but we can tweak this. So if typically you've got to send out literature or a sample or something else, or you've got to talk to Mary and support again, then these can be prompted follow-up actions to make sure that you are completing one action, one phone call, recording all the details of that call. You've got lots of notes that you can put in as well, including notes of previous phone calls on this topic with that particular content. But you're making sure that something happens in the follow-up as well. So I can click on that. That just completes the existing call. And this now is the new call. So there I go. Type in, well, the subject might be the same, but I did then just select when am I going to be calling them, maybe in a week's time, and so on. There's lots of other little boxes, fields there for you to put in the information of the follow-up task. Right. Point 5, our 5th of our top 5 key areas where Workbooks and a CRM system can help you is, particularly on sales, reviewing your leads and your inquiries and your pipeline, your sales forecasts. So if I go back to my main menu, and I can go to dashboards here, and there's a number of different dashboards I've got, but let me just select one of these typical dashboards. This is where I can see at a glance the open opportunities that I've got. I can view this in a number of different ways as a graph or in a grid type view as well. Look at my new leads. We're tracking leads in Workbooks, so I can track those as well. We can also allocate a score, an automatic score, a weighting score to those contacts. So again, I'm making sure I'm prioritize my working day. I just scroll down a little bit. People on the website with open opportunities, track those as well. So there's a number of different dashboards that the user can create to make sure that they're on top of their sales activities. And that can hit you right as you log into Workbooks at the start of your working day. If it's easier for you to look at information in a graphical way, no problem. So you can look at a number of different dashboards here. So these are my opportunities. This is a Kanban view where we see all of the information. We can drag and drop those around as we want to. Looking at my activities, we covered this already with your calendar, pipeline analysis, and so on and so on. There are loads of nice looking graphs and charts to make sure that you stay on top of your pipeline and that you're using CRM to track where each deal is in the process. So I hope that's just giving you a little bit of an insight into Workbooks, what it looks like, but particularly focusing on key areas where Workbooks can help on the sales side on your business. And typically, salespeople are going to be a primary user of a solution like Workbooks. Right, costs then. As with most other CRM solutions, there's an annual subscription and it's very affordable. These are UK prices. There's two different flavors of Workbooks. There's CRM Edition, which is pretty much everything I've shown you. Business Edition is everything that CRM has, plus the ability to create financial transactions like orders, invoices, credit notes, purchase orders to suppliers. So there's a little bit of a difference. Now you can mix and match these. So let's say you're 5 users altogether, and four of them are on sales, and one is a sales admin and needs to create orders and invoices. Well, you could have one person on business and 4 people on CRM. There are quite a few other add-on options. And once we know your requirements, we can advise you on the cost of those. But that's the core system. So it's an annual subscription. Now, realistically, think there. Do you need any help in putting it all together? That's what we're here for at Wizard Systems. We've done this many, many times before over the years. And as I say, we will consult with you and advise you on what you need for your setup. And we'll give you a fixed quotation for everything that you need that includes all of the implementation bits and pieces to help you put it together. Now, there might be some things you want to do yourself, and we do have a few clients that do everything themselves, and they do a good job as well. But if you don't have the time, you're focused on the business, you're not that way inclined, then we can help you out and make sure the whole thing is up and running in a short space of time. So we have a wide range of services here at Wizard Systems to help set the whole thing up, migrate your data, customize it to your requirements, set up reports, set up workflows and automations, train your users, and provide all the ongoing support as well. Right. Okay. So do you have any questions, those of you on here live? If you're watching a recording on a YouTube channel, then pop any question into comments. We'll respond as soon as we can. First question, I'll just read out people's first names as they are asking the questions. Joel, how easy is it to get started with Workbooks CRM, and what support is available for onboarding and training? Well, you might have popped in that question before I showed that last slide. So pretty comprehensive, Joel. So once we know your requirements, we will set the whole thing up for you. And you've got any data in spreadsheets or other CRMs, then we can help bring all that data over to you as well. And we'll provide tailored training for all your users, and that can be at your place, our place, or online. Next question from Amy. Can Workbooks CRM be customized to fit our specific sales process? and integrate with the other tools we already use. Well, on the last one, we'd have to find out what other tools you use, but there's loads of ways in which workbooks can interface in a two-way direction with other applications. Well, typically Outlook 365, we do that really well, but other tools as well, financial systems, warehouse systems, we can interface with pretty much anything, to be honest with you. As regards tracking your sales process, well, what I was going through in my little demo is sort of in a way how a user would use it. So everything's in the right place. You can set up these buttons and prompts in the right place of the screen to help guide the user down through a particular sales process. But there is some automation in workbooks. We can help you set up automations in workbooks. So if, for example, you want to make sure that when you've met with a client, you've had a physical meeting with a client, then something automatically will happen after that. Or you get an order and a site survey has to take place. Well, that's where Workbooks automation can kick into action and make sure that happens automatically if the user omits or forgets to do that. So yeah, we can rather like a sort of flow chart. We can take the user, guide you down through a particular sales process there. Joel, again, what features does Workbooks offer for managing leads and tracking sales activities? Well, sales activities we covered. There is a leads part. I didn't cover that. There is a separate leads area in Workbooks. So when you get a new inquiry from someone you don't know anything about, it's a brand new sales lead, they can go into your system as a sort of suspect or a prospect, and they're in this lead section, and they're sort of separate from your active contacts. So don't confuse anyone. So it's got a separate leads area. We can hook it up to your website as well. So if you've got a contact form, an inquiry form on your website, when someone fills in that and they hit the submit button, that will pretty much instantly be a new lead in this lead section in Workbooks. And what's more, with the automation I referred to earlier, we can make sure it's routed to the right person. So maybe Mary in support handles the new inquiries of a certain product. You're routing it to the right person. The inquiry is not going to fall down some black hole somewhere. We can make sure the inquiry is logged and is dealt with by somebody with that automation there. So yeah, really good at doing that. Phil is asking, how secure is our data within Workbooks CRM? So data is really, really secure. As I said earlier, the founders of Workbooks, their background is in IT security. All the data is held very securely in the UK. All right. It's all GDPR compliant as well. And to be honest with you, it's a level of security that most small businesses could never afford on their own. It is very, very secure and very reliable with a sort of 99.99% uptime. And if any maintenance has to take place on the system, normally it's done at, in my experience over the years, it's done on a Sunday morning, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, when people are unlikely to use it. And you are notified if there's going to be any downtime for maintenance. Right, and last question from Mikhail. What are the typical costs and are there any hidden fees? Well, I've covered the subscription. That's like a known cost. But if you want us to provide any training or implementation help, then that would be an unknown until we meet with you and establish your requirements. So normally the next step, Mikhail, if you're interested, is that we get on an online call via Zoom or Teams, and we take you through the system and we ask you loads and loads of questions about how you're doing your sales and what's your objectives and what are the issues. So we can then give you a proposal to comprehensively cover all of your requirements with the costs of the subscription, any of our services and implementation as well, and support. So you've got it there as a fixed thing. Fingers crossed, as long as we establish all of your requirements, there's no hidden gotchas in there. 1 month down the line, you suddenly discover, oh, I wish we purchased such and such a module, or this kind of add-on, or this capability, or whatever it might be. No, hopefully, with our experience of doing this over many, many years, we'd have established the right requirements for you so that nothing hidden comes up in the nearby future, and you've got complete satisfaction out of the use of using Workbooks. Okay, well, that's me done then. Well, we've been about half an hour going through Workbooks. What's it all about? Key capabilities, but specifically looking at those top five things in Workbooks. There are other things as well. I haven't touched on marketing. Marketing is really strong with Workbooks. We have covered those in other sessions. You will see that up on our YouTube channel. If you go up to YouTube, go up to YouTube and do a search for Wizard Systems. You'll see our channel up there, and there'll be hundreds of videos on all the different aspects of Workbooks and other CRM we do. Right. So if you would like to follow this up with an informal chat, we'd love to do that with you. There's our contact details. Thanks very much, those of you on here live. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up with you. We do these sessions on a fairly regular basis, normally on a different aspect of CRM, but we'll catch up real soon. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.